But he, but he, but could he conclude, Kate? Conclude! That's the requirement of faith being used as a weapon, the tactics of fear. I have a kitty who's making a nuisance of herself. Sit down, you little brat stain. And if they are similar, and I can get them from the only way to avoid hell is faith. The only way to avoid hell is faith. To avoid something, the only way to avoid hell is through faith, to believe in something for no good reason. If withholding belief without such reasonable forms of evidence is being stubborn in my heart, then I guess that's what it is. And frankly, I find your thinking stubborn. Damn it! And without that, what reason do we have to think we're not just... what reason do we have to... He doesn't seem prepared to accept the possibility that the... He doesn't seem prepared to accept as a possibility the He doesn't seem prepared to accept as a possibility the idea that his God might well, this is going on the bloopers reel. He doesn't seem prepared to accept as a possibility the idea that his God might not actually exist, and that's the only allowable conclusion in his belief. Oh, wrong. He doesn't seem prepared to accept as a possibility the idea that his God might actually not exist, and that's the only allowable conclusion. No. He doesn't seem prepared to accept as a possibility the idea that his God might not actually exist, and that the only allowable conclusion is belief. Let's change that. He doesn't seem prepared to accept the possibility. He doesn't seem prepared to accept as a possibility the idea that his God doesn't actually exist, and his only allowable conclusion is belief. If I'm going to take a leap of faith, it had better be at least good enough to survive as a If I'm going to take a leap of faith, it better at least be good enough to survive as a scientific. The freedom to be an atheist. Assuming that means without political or legal ramifications. Oh, no. Assuming that means without political or legal repercussions. Kate, all right. Assuming that means without political or legal repercussions. As supposed, the God described in the Abrahamic holy books does have a fair amount of torture and his description of God seems more like an idealized ivory tower idealized deity and his description of God seems more like some ivory tower idealistic deity. Damn it! And his description of God seems more like some ivory tower idealized version of God that... Kate? And his description of God seems more like some ivory tower idealized deity that's not actually found in Scripture. But either God is all nicey nice and Scripture is bullshit, or Scripture is right and this romanticized God doesn't exist. Pick one. No. But either God is all nice, we're stopping. But either God is all nicey nice and Scripture is bullshit, or Scripture is right and this romanticized... I guess they think it's such a knockdown argument. I guess they think it's such a knockout punch argument that they... I guess they... Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Responding once again to Andy Bannister. Or Barrister. Any agnostic who does this prayer right will... Are you like me? Are you sick to death of... He has got to be kidding. After the amount of time his evangelicals have tried to jam prayer and crenationism, he has got to be kidding. After the amount of time his... Why do I keep wanting to say vagabonds? It's evangelicals. What the heck? You can't make people accept God's existence by making a case for vertical video? That's a paddling. You takes your phone. You takes your phone. You turns it like this. Got it? He's trying to make a case to us, to convince us. That makes it his job to provide the facts, to do the flagging. Blarg. Even if people are to... If we don't insist upon empirical observation, on what basis do we claim something exists outside of our own information? Imagination, Kate. The word is imagination. Not rating and subscribing has been found to cause obesity, acne, and male pattern baldness in laboratory rats.